A 5-year-old autistic boy in Washington County left on a school bus for hours. His mom says the Board of Education tells her one story.
But a woman who says she spotted the child alone tells another story. Kalisha Moore explains both sides.
I'm pretty sure.
It's been less than a week since Shauna Hanna received the call that her 5-year-old autistic son was left on a Washington County bus for hours.
Anyway, he wanted to tell me that Will was left on the bus that morning by the bus driver, and that he made it sound like it wasn't a long period of time, and that he was okay and he'd been checked out by the nurse.
The bus picked up her son before 8 o'clock that morning, but he never made it to school. Instead, he was taken back to where the buses were parked at the Board of Education.
I asked him, I don't know how many times in that meeting with him and her, how long he was on that bus, what time he was, who found him and how and why. Nobody not yet has answered those questions.
Until she stumbled on a Facebook post from the woman who found him alone and afraid.
She went there to apply for a job. She was supposed to be there at 1 o'clock. She got there at 12:50. She said when she pulled in and the buses were lined up there, she could see this child behind this bus. So she stopped because she saw no other people around.
Part of the procedure for bus drivers is to press a child check button that ensures all students have gotten off the bus. Washington County School Superintendent Dr. Ricky Edmond says the bus driver pressed that button that day.
We do have a standard protocol, and the protocol was followed. That's my response.
What is the protocol exactly?
That means you walk the bus. You go from the seat to the end and back.
Is it true that they have to press a button before getting off of the school bus?
Yes.
Okay. And was the button pressed that day?
Yes.
Edmond maintains the child was only unattended for 2 hours and says they're thankful the child wasn't hurt.
On the day of that incident, we activated our crisis management team immediately, informed the parent, and she has been wonderful working with us through this whole process.
I refuse now to even talk to him anymore. I have nothing left to say to him. Because if they covered that up and tried to hide that and tried to tell this parent to keep her mouth shut, they're hiding more than what we know.
In Sandersville, Kalisha Moore, 13 WMAZ News.
Hannah says she has contacted an attorney. She says the school system told her the driver will be relieved Monday. We asked the Board of Education if the driver involved was fired. They could not answer.
Superintendent Edmond willingly spoke to us on camera this afternoon, though. He asked to retract the interview portions of what you just heard and instead gave us a statement that read, quote, "No harm came to the student, and the student was examined by medical staff employed by the district. The correct protocols were followed, and the guardian was immediately notified of the incident." For the full statement from Superintendent Edmond, you can find this story on 13WMAZ.com.